Hey guys, this is Science Fitness and today's video is about torching your fat with 4 words. High intensity interval training. Okay, so I made a video before about how to lose your belly fat, and that involved more of how many calories you should be eating per day, how much you should reduce it by to make a difference throughout the week. Today's video is about reducing that same body fat but doing it through exercise, and I'm going to teach you my favourite way and the way that I found works best for most people in terms of how much energy your body is using and in a more efficient way. So when people first think of high intensity interval training, they listen to that word high intensity and then straight away their mind goes, oh no wait, no, I'm not going to do this. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of hard work and I'm going to be sweating my butt off and I just can't do it. But to me personally, I actually find that high intensity interval training or HIIT training is actually more enjoyable than normal standard 45 minutes to an hour running on a cardio machine, such as a treadmill. I mean, because at the end of the day, with the high intensity interval training, you're working a lot more harder, yes, but at the same time, you're working for less time as well. So all it is just, so on average, high intensity or HIIT training, this usually goes on for about 15 minutes roughly, as opposed to doing a long cardio session which takes 45 minutes and you're sitting there bored just doing the same thing over and over again at the same speed. With this one, you're concentrating all of your intensity in a small amount of time, and that just completely destroys your fat. Your body's going into overdrive mode, trying to get rid of that, trying to gather up the energy to be able to fuel your workout. So how do you do high intensity interval training? Well, the way that I find works best and the most effective ratio to use is the 1:3 ratio. So what that basically means is for every high intensity part of the workout that you do, rest for 3 times that amount of time. So say for example you're doing a 30-second sprint. Straight after it, you rest, you allow your body to recover for 1.5 minutes. So like that, you're doing 30 seconds of intensity work, and then 3 times that, the 1.5 minutes, you're recovering and allow your body to come back to its normal state again and let the heart rate rest a bit. So high intensity interval training, what it is basically you're working your body so hard in a short amount of time. Just within a few amount of seconds, you're going all out, your body's using all the fuel in its body, and then the second phase of the workout is the recovery phase. So let's say for example, or let's say this is what I prefer to do. I prefer to do a 30 seconds high intensity phase, followed by a 1.5 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds recovery phase. So what that involves is basically, if you're on a treadmill for example, then you'll be on the treadmill running at a full sprint for 30 seconds, and then after the 30 seconds finishes, and you're literally going all out during that 30 seconds, using up as much, like going as high intensity as you can, so your body is literally having to force itself to use up all the energy inside it. And then after the 30 seconds are finished, you then recover and allow yourself to rest for 1.5 minutes. And that recovery period could be just walking on the treadmill or just jogging lightly, or you can even stop completely, but I don't recommend that because then you're going to go from suddenly sprinting and your heart rate going through the roof to suddenly just completely stopping. So I recommend either just go for a light jog after that for your recovery phase, or just go for a little, just set it onto walking mode. Okay, now you know what high intensity interval training is. Now, what's the best and most effective way to do it? I've already explained to you about the 30 seconds and the 1.5 minute intensity and recovery phases. Now, how many sets do you have to do of that? Well, the one I recommend that you do about, if you're first starting, then maybe you find yourself only able to do about 3 until your lactic acid starts building up and you're not able to do any more. So maybe about 3 sets if you're first starting out. But as you keep going along, then I want you to gradually build up on that. So you eventually go up to like 5 or 6, or even eventually reach up to 10 even. So let's say the first session that you ever do, and you've never done this before, let's say you do 3 sets of this one. So you do 1 high intensity phase, 1 recovery phase, high intensity, recovery, high intensity, recovery. And then that'll be your 3 sets of your high intensity interval training. The following week when you come to do it again, then when you do it again, same thing, 3 sets, but this time you're going to add on an extra set as well. So you want to ensure that you're progressing each week. You don't want to keep on doing the same thing, or your body adapts to it and you're no longer burning that fat anymore. You're not using up as much energy anymore. Your body now knows what to do and it's adapted to that exercise. So ensure that you're increasing it each week up until you reach about 10, where like you just feel like it's getting too tough and your body's in that state of it's working so hard that your body's now adapted to losing fat and burning off that fat to the point where now you're doing 10 sets of it. So if for whatever reason you can't run on a treadmill, then that's not the only thing you can do it on. You can always do it on the stationary bike as well, where you can go all out sprinting on the bike for 30 seconds and then recover for 1.5 minutes and then sprinting on it again. So it can work on lots of different cardio equipment and different cardio machines. If you're not able to use your legs at all, so if you've got any injuries or any knee problems or any sort of illness that prevents you from being able to use anything that involves your legs, then some gyms you may find they have the hand pedaling ones, one where it's like a normal bicycle but for your hands, where you're cycling with your hands instead. You can do the exact same thing. You can do a HIIT training session with that as well. And remember guys, just with every exercise, especially for this one because it is a high intensity exercise, make sure that you warm up beforehand and cool down afterwards as well. So for this exercise, for high intensity interval training, I need you to warm up for at least 3 minutes. So just a nice light pedal, just until you get your heart rate nice and elevated. You're starting to feel a bit more warmer, so you don't just go straight into it all high intensity and then your body gets into a shock of, what's this like? My body's suddenly just increased its heart rate all of a sudden out of nowhere, which can cause problems for you. So just increase your heart rate gradually just by doing a light pedal for the first 3 minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes roughly. And you have to actually feel that you're actually getting warmer as well. Don't just like sit there just doing nothing. You know, pedal or walk or jog, whatever cardio machine you're on. And then when you're cooling down at the end, after you finish your whole HIIT training, then just cool down again for another 3 to 5 minutes. Just doing a nice light 3-minute jog if you're on the treadmill, or 3 minutes light cycle as well. Anyway, so that's been my video for today. And this is the cardio session I recommend, that I personally recommend, that is. I'm not a big fan of this whole running for long distance. If you're looking to build up your endurance and work on your marathon running and your long distance running, then yeah, okay, fine. Cardio sessions for the 30 minutes to 40 minutes or even hour-long sessions, those ones are perfect for you. But if you're looking to just burn fat, then I recommend this high-intensity interval training. There's been lots of studies done on it, and it's one I personally, even myself, I find that works best for me as well. I've seen other people talk about it as well. They said that it's given them really good results, and that's the one I recommend for you. But that's my advice for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, then please give a big thumbs up. Comment below if you have any questions, or if you have anything you want to say about this video even, and please share it with your friends and family. Till next time, see ya. The ratio that I find that works best is a 1-to-3 ratio. So for every 1 minute so how do you do high intensity interval training? Well, the way that I find works best is let's do it again. How many times do you do it? Well, I recommend that you do about 5 different Five what? Let's say 5 sets. Yeah, let's do it. So how do you do